Dear listeners, it's Natalia Vinogradova speaking. I'm from ANEC GIE, Agence pour la normalisation et l'économie de la connaissance, here in Luxembourg. And today I'm going to tell you about the cybersecurity standards that can support the implementation of the European Cybersecurity Act. This presentation is given in the frame of a European project entitled CORAL, which stands for the Cybersecurity Certification based on Risk Evaluation and Treatment. The idea of the project came to 3 project partners following the publication in 2019 of the Cybersecurity Act, or the CSA, which is a European regulation on the ICT cybersecurity certification. The CSA sets a European framework aiming to harmonize at the European level the parameters related to the rules, requirements, standards, and procedures that should apply to risk-based cybersecurity certification scheme for ICT products, ICT services, and ICT processes. To this end, it introduces 3 assurance levels, basic, substantial, and high, in cybersecurity certification, going from low-risk to high-risk scenarios. In the same context, Europe's Agency for Cybersecurity, ENISA, is tasked with drafting certification schemes on specific topics, at one or more of these assurance levels. These certification schemes, as per Article 54 of the CSA, should contain, among other elements, the security requirements for different categories of ICT products, services, and processes at different assurance levels, evaluation criteria and methods to be followed by auditees and auditors, and references to international, European, and national standards, where applicable. The certification schemes currently in preparation concern European common criteria to guarantee the cybersecurity of ICT products at substantial and high levels of assurance, and European cloud services. Thus, a certificate obtained in one member state shall be automatically recognized across the entire European Union. The CORAL research project aims at addressing basic-level cybersecurity certification in the context of the CSA, and to make it more manageable for ICT market players. As mentioned before, CORAL stands for Cybersecurity Certification based on Risk Evaluation and Treatment. And it involves 3 partners: the Luxembourg House of Cybersecurity, the LHC, ILNAS, Institut luxembourgeois de la normalisation de l'accréditation de la sécurité et qualité des produits et services, that acts as a national standards body but also as a national cybersecurity certification authority, and the ANEC GIE, l'Agence pour la normalisation et l'économie de la connaissance. The project target audience are mainly SMEs, but it is applicable to any organization in need to ensure the basic level of cybersecurity, and the purpose is to support them in the evaluation of their cybersecurity readiness in order to pass the basic level certification. To do so, CORAL proposes a set of questionnaires upon answering which an organization maturity score is calculated, and following which an organization may decide to proceed with an external audit. More information about CORAL could be found on the project's website, https://coral-project.org. Having set the context, let's take a closer look at the main topic of this video, technical standards for cybersecurity. As mentioned already, the Article 54 of the CSA refers to the international and European standards as a body of knowledge allowing to meet the requirements of the legislation. In this context, ENISA, that is in charge of the preparation of the cybersecurity certification scheme, collaborates with the European standardization organizations in order to get the state-of-the-art of the current standardization activities, identify the gaps, and establish a roadmap for the development of standards currently missing. The principal technical committees identified that are working on different aspects of cybersecurity involve 2 European committees, ANEC GTC 13, Cybersecurity and Data Protection, and ETSI TC CYBER, as well as 1 international committee, IEC JTC SC 27, Information Security, Cybersecurity and Privacy Protection. So, what are these mysterious abbreviations? The standardization activities mainly fall under 3 main categories: telecommunication standards, electrotechnical standards, and general or other standards. Thus, you obtain at European level, respectively, ETSI, European Telecommunication Standards Institute, CENELEC, European Committee for Electrotechnical Standardization, and CEN, European Committee for Standardization. At the international level, this corresponds to ITU, International Telecommunications Union, IEC, International Electrotechnical Commission, and ISO, International Organization for Standardization. At the national levels, all the sectors fall under the responsibility of ILNAS, acting as a national standards body. There are also industrial foreign consortia, as well as guideline developing bodies, but their documents are not recognized as official standards unless they have been adopted as such. So the ICT-related standards come mainly from the Joint Committee GTC1 between ISO and AEC, and similarly joint committees between CEN and CENELEC. In the next slide, we will see some of the standardization committees working on various aspects of cybersecurity, some of which are in direct link with Coral project. The first technical committee that we are going to see is the European Committee CEN-CENELEC GTC 13, Cybersecurity and Data Protection. This committee develops standards for cybersecurity and data protection and covers, among other aspects, security requirements, services, techniques and guidelines for ICT systems, services, networks and devices, including IoT and cloud. Moreover, it proposes standards for the evaluation of services and products with respect to their security readiness. CEN-CENELEC GTC 13 develops European standards in support of European digital single market. But where relevant, it adopts international standards in order to improve the interoperability and avoid redundancy. The work of the committee is split across 8 working groups, working on different subtopics, such as security evaluation in Working Group 3 or product security in Working Group 6. With respect to the CSA, among the standards developed within the GTC 13, we can note EN 17640, published in 2022 and entitled Fixed-Time Cybersecurity Evaluation Methodology for ICT Products. The document describes cybersecurity evaluation methodology for ICT products that comprises different evaluation blocks and is applicable to all 3 levels of assurance defined in the CSA. Another relevant document is the standard project proposing guideline on the sectoral cybersecurity assessment. It is based on the publication by ENISA and will provide guidance on the process of drafting the requirements of cybersecurity certification schemes for sectoral ICT services and systems. GTC 13 also works on standards that can support the specific cybersecurity certification schemes being prepared by ENISA. Thus, for European Cloud Services Scheme, we can mention 2 technical specifications. One that provide a set of information security requirements for information and cybersecurity controls for cloud services. It is heavily inspired by Annex A of the current public version of the draft European Cloud Services Certification Scheme, available on the ENISA website. Another one provides requirements for conformity assessment bodies assessing cloud services, which is an interpretation of an international standard, ISO IEC 17065, that sets general requirements for bodies certifying products, processes, and services. Finally, for potential future cybersecurity certification schemes for IoT products, the European standard EN 17927 describes cybersecurity evaluation methodology for the components of connected ICT products, such as IoT. The next standardization committee I'm going to present is Technical Committee Cyber, that stands for Cybersecurity from an European Telecommunication Standards Institute, ETSI. As the title suggests, the TC CYBER develops and maintains the standards, specifications, and other deliverables to support the development and implementation of cybersecurity standardization. This committee serves as a center of expertise in the area of cybersecurity, and as a European institution, it has a responsibility to respond to policy requests related to cybersecurity and security in a broader sense in the ICT sector, and coordinate with ENISA on the matter. The standards of TC CYBER with respect to the CSA concern mostly network and connected devices. A good example of such a standard is EN 303-645, entitled Cybersecurity for Consumer Internet of Things, Baseline Requirements. The document specifies high-level security and data protection provisions for consumer IoT devices in sections 5 and 6 of the document, respectively. IoT devices connected to network, such as Internet, are considered. Thus, this document can also be useful when considering certification of 5G mobile devices. This standard is complemented by assessment specification and implementation guide that we'll see on the next slide, and together they could support the preparation of a certification scheme for IoT. Here we can see the two standards that can be used as assessment specification and an implementation guide for EN 303-645 that we have just talked about. The technical specification TC 103-701, Conformance Assessment of Baseline Requirements for Cybersecurity for Consumer IoT, presents a methodology to assess conformance of IoT devices with respect to the provisions specified in EN 303-645. In order to help manufacturers and other stakeholders to become compliant, the technical report TR 103-621, entitled Guide to Cybersecurity for Consumer IoT, provide guidance on how to use TC 103-701 on conformity assessment against EN 303-645, the IoT cybersecurity baseline requirements. It provides a non-exhaustive set of examples, implementations, that can be used to meet the provisions. Finally, we are going to talk about International Technical Standardization Committee developing cybersecurity standards, ISO IEC JTC 1-ETSI-27. This committee, that used to be called Information Technology Security Techniques, was renamed a few years ago to reflect a variety of its activities, namely in cybersecurity and privacy protection. Under its direct responsibility, the committee has 5 working groups, working on their own standards, and 1 joint working group to combine their efforts and provide guidance on cybersecurity of connected vehicle devices. The 5 working groups of the ETSI-27 cover information security management systems, cryptography, security evaluation and testing, including guidelines, procedures for the registration of security components, and so on, security requirements for a variety of information technologies, including cloud computing, IoT, artificial intelligence, and others. Finally, they provide guidance on various aspects of privacy protection. Among the standards published by ETSI-27 and relevant to the CSA, the most important is the series of standards ISO IEC 15408, Information Security, Cybersecurity and Privacy Protection, Evaluation Criteria for IT Security, also known as Common Criteria. The 15408 series consists of 5 parts that provide a common set of requirements for the security functionality of IT products and for assurance measures applied to these IT products during a security evaluation. While parts 4 and 5 specify evaluation methods and evaluation activities, as well as general information about the predefined evaluation assurance levels respectively, the first 3 parts introduce the key concepts and define security components themselves. The common criteria and the companion common methodology for information technology security evaluation contained in ISO IEC 18045 are the technical basis for the international agreement, the Common Criteria Recognition Arrangement, which ensures wide recognition of products based on certification. The common criteria are listed among other standards in the draft Common Criteria-based European Candidate Cybersecurity Certification Scheme issued by ENISA. In total, 9 of 13 references to ISO standards provided in the draft scheme come from ETSI-27, such as, for example, Information Security Management System Standard, ISO IEC 27001. ISO standards are also referred to in the draft European Cybersecurity Certification Scheme for Cloud Services. Some of them are the same as in the Common Criteria Scheme, such as ISO IEC 27001 Information Security Management System and related security controls listed in ISO IEC 27002, or a third part of the ISO IEC 15408 Common Criteria Series. Other references are specific to cloud, such as ISO IEC 27017, that is a code of practice for information security controls, based on ISO IEC 27002 for cloud services. In total, 11 of 22 references to ISO standards provided in the draft scheme for cloud services come from ETSI 27. Other standards are more specific to cloud computing itself or evaluation of conformity. Existing standards are being revised at least every 5 years, and new standards in support of cybersecurity certification schemes can emerge. Standards are developed by market players, and you can get involved in the standardization committees as well. This way, you can gain privileged access to standards, because you not only be able to see the final outcome, but be aware of ongoing standards projects and follow their progress and anticipate the final result. You can also gain an opportunity to make your voice heard and to share your know-how through comments and votes. Finally, you gain access to a network of experts working in your area of interest. You can learn more about your competitors and collaborate in order to defend common interests, both at national and international levels. To get involved in European, SAN and ANEC, or international ISO and IEC standardization committees, you need to be registered as an expert for your national standards body. As we have seen before, in Luxembourg it is ILNAS. Thus, as an expert, you will have a possibility to contribute directly to the ongoing standards projects or revision of standards. This work happens at a working group level. You will also be able to support the national position through the National Mirror Committee. At the National Mirror Committee, decisions such as approval or rejection of new standards, further development or cancellation of projects is happening. Each country takes a decision in a National Mirror Committee, and then these decisions are reflected at European and international levels. We have seen that multiple European and international committees develop standards relevant in the frame of the CSA, such as SAN and ANEC GIE 13, ISO IEC JTC 1 ETSI 27, and ETSI TC CYBER. If we talk about cybersecurity in a larger sense, and consider privacy and digital trust aspects as well, other technical committees come into picture, such as ISO PC 317, entitled Consumer Protection, Privacy by Design for Consumer Goods and Services, and ISO IEC JTC 1 Working Group 13, Trustworthiness. These committees address some common topics and some specific aspects of cybersecurity. People who get involved in one committee may also have interest or already be involved in other committees. Thus, in order to facilitate access to all relevant information at the national level, ILNAS put in place a National Standardization Commission NSC 01 on cybersecurity. Through this commission, national experts gain access to the work of all just mentioned European and international standardization committees in one place. Thus, they can see how the topics connect and be more efficient in their work. The Commission has 7 working groups, going from cybersecurity management systems to trustworthiness, through cryptography, security evaluation, cybersecurity controls, privacy, and product safety. In total, this National Commission counts 30 national delegates and covers 87 projects. If you are interested to join these 30 experts and have relevant expertise in cybersecurity, you are welcome to join the community. The registration is done via a dedicated form available on ILNAS website, portail-qualité.lu, and is granted for free to all national socio-economic actors. In total, you would join the network of 285 national experts working across different standardization committees. More information is available on our website. I hope this video provided you with a better understanding of the existing cybersecurity standards, especially those relevant to the CSA. If you have any questions about standardization, feel free to contact ILNAS or ANEC. If you would like to get more information about Coral project, take a look at the project's website, https://coral-project.org, test the developed tool fit for CSA, or contact us via email address coral@lhc.lu.